Good evening and welcome to Omnibros Live on a Thursday. I'm Omnidog from Omnidog's Vault, joined as always by Gio from A Week in Geekdom. How are you doing, my friend?
Doing pretty well. I am so happy to be here. I love Thursday shows because I get to talk about cool topics with one of my favorite people in the world, Mr. Omnidog himself, Jess Bragg, who is also celebrating a very important day. Happy birthday, my friend.
Thank you very much. And thank you to the people in the chat who are all saying nice things. I appreciate that. Thank you very much for all your birthday wishes. That is super nice. I appreciate all the birthday wishes. Thank you very much. Oh, ETL's birthday was yesterday. Congratulations, ETL.
Nice.
And if I were to get a birthday gift, Gio, where do you think I would want that birthday gift to come from if I had my choice?
I think it might be InStockTrades.com.
You are exactly right. InStockTrades.com, where you can get your books up to 50% off. Loyalty discounts add another 2% to that. There's always an Omnibros Live discount code every quarter. If you live in the United States and you order $50 or more in books, you get free shipping. Isn't that amazing? Talk about amazing. Customer service there is amazing, as is their packaging. Just talked to my friend Travis. Post office beat the heck out of his box, but he got his Avengers 4 DM variant in perfect shape because they packaged it so perfectly. It withstood the abuse of the post office.
Yep.
ISD packs like a champ. So that's InStockTrades.com. Woohoo! So Tyler Blunt, y'all see that Omnidog Conan breakdown? Was pretty legit. Thank you. Yes, I did an overview of this book on my channel. Plug. Savage Sword of Conan, where I showed a hell of a lot of Conan and talked all about the stories and how much I love the book. So if you want to see that, go to Omnidog's Vault on YouTube. But before we get started, I want to talk, even though he's not a watcher of Omnibros, sometimes he watches my channel, but he's just so busy he doesn't get a chance. But I'm going to say thank you to him anyway. This is a really special gift that my friend Bon Idlehouse got me. He was at a small con in Southern California a couple of weeks ago, and he saw Sergio Aragonis, who he knows, the famous Mad artist, and he knows that I love that guy's work, who I do. I loved him ever since I was a little kid. And he sent me this that I just got in the mail today, just in time.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, let's see if I can, let me see if I can get an isolation there. There we go. Sergio Aragonis in Mad since 1962. To Jess, signed Aragonis, and it's a little Alfred E. Newman drawing. And there he is pictured along with a bunch of his characters. But there's the Alfred E. Newman that we all love.
Nice.
So that is really cool. And I'm going to have to get that framed and hung up somewhere. I'm really excited about this. So, Bon, even though you probably won't get a chance to see this, I want everyone to know about the niceness and thoughtfulness that is Bon Idlehouse. He is truly a gentleman and a great guy. So thank you so much for that.
That's really nice of him.
Yeah. Seriously, that Conan vid had approximately 1 million likes an hour after it went up. Also, it froze for me during a shot that showed Frost Giant nipple while I was at work. It froze? I don't... I'll have to watch that and see if that's a problem on my end or if it just was your work internet. I'm going to have to check that out. Gosh, Thank you, Dirty Hot Water Dogful. I had such a problem posting that vid, just because anything I do on the laptop is easy to post. Anything I take a video on my phone takes 7 more steps than usual, and it's really annoying. That's why I don't do that many overviews. But I hope that the freezing. If anybody else watched it, I hope it didn't freeze for you. So let me know. Omnipool, thank you. Dirty Hot Water Dogful. Unfortunately, Batman Brave and the Bold Omnibus Volume 3 was canceled, and we don't know if it's going to get resolicited. Yeah, that is a big bummer, along with Justice. I don't know what's going on. Justice League of America. Justice League of America 3 got canceled. That's crazy talk. And
that's so lame.
Yeah, that's not helpful. That's something everybody wanted that book. Even I wanted that book, and that's the Bronze Age JLA. That's not a particularly well remembered period for me, but even I wanted that, and I know a lot of people in the chat and watching this remember that fondly. They grew up with it. That's when you grow up with a particular JLA, that's your JLA. And so Bronze JLA was a certain, reader's era. So for that to be canceled, that's going to hurt.
That's crazy. I mean, like people are expecting these books for a really long time, and then all of a sudden, nope, they're canceled. Tough luck. Like, really? If you're gonna cancel it, do it earlier. So you don't have people waiting on that stuff. I don't know. I sincerely do not know what they're thinking these days.
It seems very arbitrary.
Yeah. Plus, it's Justice League. I think that would sell. Like, it's not like I don't know, Clary on the Witch Boy, because
Clary on the Witch Boy.
I mean, yeah, it like you want like Batman, Superman, Justice League, all those titles to sell well, and then you're canceling them. I think they're heavy hitters for a reason. People will buy them. I don't understand the method of soliciting and then canceling, resoliciting, then canceling, and then obscure cancellations. I don't know. That baffles me.
Yeah, I'm with you, Gio. Omnipool says, is DC going to stop all Bronze Age stuff in the future? And that's a good question, because that's what they're canceling right now, and that was the logical next step for them to start publishing Bronze Age Omnis, because that is kind of the wheelhouse now of people with money and nostalgia that want to start buying those collected editions. They have the money now. They want to read those comic book readers want to read those particular issues. And I'm just baffled that they would cancel Bronze Age. It doesn't surprise me at all that they canceled that Detective Comics before Batman. There are approximately 3 people on planet Earth that would want that. I don't even know who those 3 are, but there's about 3 people who would be interested in that. That doesn't surprise me. Yeah. But JLA Bronze Age, that would be popular. I mean, very popular.
Or at least you can do I think maybe they might do it like a soft cover omnibus later on. Maybe that's what they're gonna do.
A soft cover?
Yeah, like a big fat trade, and just call it a trade paperback omnibus. I think maybe that's an option for them, because I would assume it costs less to produce because it's a soft cover. Maybe.
I don't know. I'm actually out of answers or even speculation at this point. As to what they could possibly be doing. I don't know if they're going to continue the Golden Age Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman stuff. I really wanted them to, because that meant they'd get to the Silver Age, which is what I really wanted. And then the Bronze Age, Batman and Superman, is what I really wanted. So I don't know. It's I don't know. It's obviously it's a source of frustration for all of us. Kemi Jacob is taking over the chat, spelling out. Oh, Tyler Blunt wrecked it. Kemi Jacob almost had it. You almost had it, Kemi. Good job. Yeah, it's a source of frustration for everybody, because everybody had some kind of omnibus they were interested in that got canceled. I mean, you saw a wide variety of people on the Omnibus Collectors Facebook group pop off about one book or another, saying, "You're kidding! This got canceled. This got canceled. This got canceled." So all these cancellations have a cascade effect that are affecting somebody. Everybody's bummed about something.
I mean, hell, even Aquaman books got canceled.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm used to that because he rarely gets any books published, but like, really, the Aquaman movie is the highest selling DC movie ever right now, as of this day. And he barely, I barely have a cube on my Calyx for Aquaman trades and books, and you're canceling stuff. I don't know. I don't get it. Plus, he's never had a Golden Age omnibus or Silver Age, none of that stuff. So it's puzzling to know what their marketing idea really is.
Yeah, actually, Mr. Awesome brought up the cost factor of restoration. You think restoration would be less of an issue for Bronze Age than Golden Age, at least? That's interesting. Yeah, that's an interesting point. People selling out of print absolutes because omnibus announcements, then they cancel the omnibus. I'm kind of worried about the Authority omnibus. I sold my Authority absolutes, which were not complete, because I want a complete omnibus. And now I'm getting very concerned about them. You're right, Dave K. I'm getting very concerned about them canceling the Authority omnibus, because that would be complete. That's what I want, a complete story. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. It's a topic we can always talk about. I mean, unfortunately, this is just a really kind of tenuous time at DC. Nobody knows. They're not being. They're not giving us much information to go on as to why this is happening and what's going to be coming up. Why this is happening and what's coming up in the future.
Yeah, it's a little frustrating because people, I myself, I'm on Twitter and I ask people and nobody knows and the company stays silent. So you're like, well, then what's the point of me doing a video or talking or spreading the word if the company itself isn't going to say anything? I don't know. We'll have to see. The story continues.
Yeah. 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 We're totally bummed here and everywhere. Tyler Blunt going off on a rant about taxes. He's clearly in the midst of tax season.
Oh boy.
Taylor Brown actually has a good question here for us. What do you think? Whoops. Oh, he retracted it before I could say it. Well, I'm going to say it anyway because he retracted. Oh no, here it is. What do you think the big difference is between the DC and Marvel collected edition departments?
The big difference between the two?
Yeah.
I want to believe that the people at Marvel have they listen to what people are wanting and have a good timing.
Uh-huh.
Whereas with DC releases, I think up until like a year and a half ago, it was all over the place, and I don't think they listen to demand as well as the other side does. Maybe
Who doesn't listen to demand?
DC Comics.
DC.
I don't think. Yeah, I think they're strictly focusing on single issues and trade paperbacks. I don't think they're in tune with like the oversized deluxe market that we're into. Whereas Marvel, they crank out so many omnis and oversized hardcovers that it's crazy, and they're timed for a reason. They come out whether it's a movie or a character gets resurrected, so they go back and publish older material for other like they're more in tune with the audience, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Yeah. I agree with that. I would say with Rebirth, DC felt like they were getting in touch with the game with their oversized hardcover collections.
Mm-hmm.
I see a lot of beautiful oversized hardcovers with Rebirth that they were putting out. And now I still haven't figured this out. Now they say they're going to stop doing that and start putting out something else.
I think they're going to go back to standard hardcovers. Maybe?
Standard size hardcovers, what they did with New 52.
Mm-hmm. Which I guess is cheaper to produce. Maybe that's why. I don't know.
I think that Marvel, in my opinion, I don't know how DC or Marvel gets their fan input. I don't know that they listen to fans. I don't know that they don't listen to fans. I don't know that they get their fan input. But if they do get fan input, I'm thinking Marvel listens to it more than DC does. Because nobody asked DC for a Red Hood and the Outlaws or a Deathstroke the Terminator omnibus. I'm telling you right now, nobody asked for that.
Nope.
On the other hand, I can turn around and there's a reason I have an entire Kallax full of Marvel omnibus books, because everybody asked for everything on here. Mm-hmm. Marvel must have listened. I wish they'd reprint some things, but they and I wish I hadn't bought Venomnibus #2, but that's on me. Silver Surfer, Slot, and Allred. What a brilliant omnibus! And they listened and they put that out. They didn't, and there has to be something comparable at DC, a comparable run like that they are just not putting out. I think you're exactly right. I somehow Marvel's collected edition editors have their ears open more than DC's to fandom, or else they pay attention to what sells. I don't know. I would love to know how the difference between the way those collected edition departments work, because how Red Hood and the Outlaws gets a omnibus before Snyder's Batman gets an omnibus.
I was just gonna say that.
It boggles my mind. It makes no sense at all.
Yep. And even on Rebirth, the first omnibus was the sampler, like the #1 issues. Yeah. I'm like, nobody wants that. Nobody asked for that.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
true.
A couple years later, Super Sons, which is great,
Yeah.
But like really Super Sons over all the other characters, that's weird. They're just putting stuff out at random, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. This has turned into a DC and Marvel omnibus show instead of a different show that we. Oh yeah, I always forget Nightfall's an omnibus. I always forget about the 3 Nightfall omnibuses, or the 4 or 5 or however many there are. I always forget about those. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I get frustrated because I don't have an answer, and people ask me questions, and I just feel like I love DC, and I grew up loving DC, and I wish there was some type of cohesive strategy there, where it feels like there is none, and it really is frustrating because I would love to see some kind of direction there and focus, and it just seems like they're making it up as they go along.
Yep, I agree, and it's sad. Plus, it like Marvel has this, like all the books look the same, but they look great. And you look at your DC shelf, and I'm looking at mine, and it's all over the place with spine designs and logos. It's like, just get it out there, just put it out there. I'm like, oh man, just a little QC issues go, they go a long way. Quality control, guys, come on. I don't know. I'm still mad that I don't have an Aquaman Rebirth oversized hardcover. That pisses me off, sincerely.
Yeah, totally. So that epic discussion was set off by the cancellation of Justice League Bronze Age #3. So thank you to everybody that has been wishing me happy birthday in the chat. I thank you very much. That is very polite of you, but you know what? I'm going to treat myself to a birthday root beer, but it means I have to leave the set for a second. It's right here downstairs in the downstairs fridge. But can you talk for 2 minutes while I run to the? You want to look at the chat and see if you can make any sense of what Tyler Blunt's talking about or something?
I'll check it out. Don't worry. Go ahead and grab whatever you like,
back.
Sir. I got this. All righty. I typically do not open the chat because it interferes with my crappy internet connection, but because I love this show so much, I will indulge everybody and answer 2-minute questions. So go ahead and ask me anything that you'd like. And keep the happy birthday wishes going, because that is great. So if anybody has any questions, I have my phone right here so I can read all the comments and stuff. And we've got, by the way, we've got 66 individuals watching. That is amazing. And if you could help us out, push manga on Jess. It's the best birthday. Oh, I can do that. I can do that easily, David.
Stop that. I just got here.
Oops. I mean, I'm not as forceful as Ryley. I can probably, ease you into the whole manga craze, but I respect stands on it, sir. So I will refrain from doing so. Sorry, David. Charlie, it's going great, man. I love talking with the OmniBros because I get to talk about, excuse my language, geeky shit for an hour, and not feel bad about it, because all my other friends aren't into it like I am. So it's great to have wonderful people that I can relate to, and they're all just sweethearts in their own weird and magical way. That, you know, it's a blessing. So I'm really fortunate to come back to OmniBros and talk and stuff. So yeah. Eric, what's my favorite manga? Oh boy, I'm not a huge manga reader like Ryley and all the other guys, and Omar and stuff. I'm just gonna say it's a tie between Berserk and what's the other one I have? I like One Piece. It's climbing up there, but I'm gonna say My Hero Academia. My Hero Academia, Berserk. Totally opposite, totally cool. So there you go.
Right on, man. I remember reading that first manga of My Hero Academia, and I think I remember liking it.
I do. I remember that video. I think if you ever want to check out the anime, I think it's a much better option for you. It's a fun. It's like comic books, superheroes, but with like Young Avengers twist, like that.
Yeah.
So if you ever want to see the anime, I do recommend it over reading the manga. They're both equally awesome.
Okay. Let's see. Derek, will Berserk Deluxe be back? Yes. Dark Horse is in the middle of
Hello.
The Riverdale Royals.
Hello.
How's it going, buddy?
Good, man. Hey, I just wanted to wish you a happy birthday, Jess. Hope you have a good one, dude.
Thank you, dude.
Say how much we appreciate you and everything you do for the group, and how much we all care about you, man. Thank you so much for everything.
Oh, well, thank you so much. I really appreciate that, dude. That means so much to me.
No problem. Hope it goes well, dude.
Thank you.
And I'm sorry I cut you guys off, but I just wanted to say that real quick. Hope everybody's doing well. Hi, Gio.
Hi.
Hi, Yukio.
Hi, Wade.
Is Gio, is he muted? I can't hear him.
No, I'm here. I'm here.
I can hear him.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. What the hell's going on with my thing? All right. Well, anyway, just wishing everybody a good day. Take care.
Thank you, Lou. I appreciate it.
Bye.
Thanks for joining.
Bye. That was nice. I am feeling the peace and love today.
We say Berserk and Lou pops in. Yeah. I haven't gotten the Berserk book yet. For some stupid reason, I canceled my pre-order. Then, like, damn it, I know it's not going to come back anytime soon, because people, as soon as it pops up anywhere, people snatch it up. It's a hot title that people want, and I'm kicking myself for
it's getting reprinted for sure.
Oh yeah. No, like, it's one of the hottest selling manga or books, I should say, in Dark Horse's library. So they are going to keep pumping them out. So anybody that's worried about missing out, don't worry, you'll eventually get it.
Yeah. I'm drinking Sprecher today. Taylor Brown, I'm drinking Sprecher from Wisconsin.
Nice.
It's awesome. We could talk the whole time. We're just having a great time. I wonder if we should just rename this one. Well, there's Gabe Infinity Watch. How's it going, buddy?
Whoa.
What's up, Gio? Gio's here too. Excellent.
Yeah. You know it, son.
What's up, man? Hey, I'm at WonderCon right now, but I had to make sure I jumped in and gave Jess a proper happy birthday and a shout out for all the love, bro.
Oh, that touches my heart, dude. Thank you so much.
Hey, there's a lot of crazy stuff at this show. I've been posting pictures in the chat, so watch out. There might be some trouble.
It looks awesome.
Oh, I haven't seen it. I haven't checked into the chat except to just say what's the topic. I haven't like what.
So IDW is here. Boom is here. They got nice big booths. At the Boom table, there's literally a stack of Power Rangers Volume 2. That's like 15 books high.
Whoa.
So IDW usually has a lot of cool out-of-print stuff. Boom's here. DC's here. There's a lot of great trade paperback booths that I've seen getting set up. So I'm gonna get in trouble this weekend. I found one booth that had a Black Hammer. I can't find Black Hammer anywhere, but I found a booth that has like 4 of them.
Black Hammer Library Edition?
Yeah, the library edition.
That's already out of stock?
Yeah. It's not orderable anymore, so I can't get any more at the shop. So, and I can't really find them in town or anything like that.
Oh, wow.
But I travel a lot for conventions recently, so I found one here.
And where is WonderCon? Is that Southern California?
Yeah, it's in Anaheim. It's literally across the street from Disneyland. I could throw a rock and hit Mickey Mouse in the face. But anyways, I don't want to derail the show anymore. Just wanted to say I love you and happy birthday, Jess. And I'll see you guys Monday.
Dude, that means so much to me. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome, man. Enjoy your senior citizen benefits.
Now I hate you.
It's a love-hate relationship.
Cheap movies and cheap meals at Denny's.
Image froze.
What's happening? Okay.
Yep. No, he's not out.
You know what? I think we may want to just change the name of this one. We might as well just keep talking with the chat.
Yeah. It's like an impromptu Q&A.
Yeah. I think we're gonna change this. We'll talk about under the radar books next week. We'll keep talking about whatever the chat wants to talk about. Highlighter says this is turning into Night of 1,000 OmniBros.
You never know who might show up.
Yeah. So we've talked about DC and Marvel, DC's collected edition issues and the difference between DC and Marvel. And we've talked about thank you, ETL. That's very nice. Thank you, ETL. That's super nice of you to say.
Oh, that's true.
Let's see. We talked about a little bit about a manga, and let's see. Yeah, I know that Berserk is coming back into print.
You know, we didn't ask Gabe if they had irredeemable books there.
We can text him right now.
Yeah. Let me see if I can send him a message. It's crazy that book is out of print as well.
It was out of print within like a week of release. Chris
Thankfully,
M.
I have all the 5 books.
Oh, that's good. Chris M says, Jess, I'm recommending you read Walking Dead as a birthday gift. You know what? I went through, in looking for obscure books, I went through boxes of books that I had filed away, and I found the first trade paperback for Walking Dead. So I might just read that, Chris M. I
like it.
Okay. I think Ryley's still reading it.
He reads everything, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
But like a lot of people like to hate on it because of how long it is and because of the TV show. I like it. I've seen like I've read like the first 3 compendiums, and yeah, it has its faults and it dips in quality, but like the first 50 issues are excellent. It's one of the best zombie comics you will ever read, in my honest opinion. It's up there with the great horror books, in my opinion. It dips afterward, but it still retains its level of funness, if that's a word. But I don't know. I think you will like at least the first 40, 50 issues. You will like them very much.
Okay.
Then it's anybody's game.
Okay, I'm being asked. Actually, I think this is the second time Lameworks says, "What's your favorite magic-oriented books?" Excuse me. Hellblazer, I think.
Nice.
Is one of my favorites. I like Paul Dini's Zatanna books.
Oh, that's a good one. Yes.
I like Madame Xanadu. Let's see. I'm sure I'm forgetting some magic book that I love that I'm just not thinking of right now. What other crazy good magic stuff is there?
I like Justice League Dark. I think that's a good magic book, in my opinion.
New 52 or Rebirth?
52. I haven't read the Rebirth stuff.
Yeah, New 52. I liked it.
Can you consider Sandman a magic book?
Gosh, it sure has magical elements to it, it seems like. Let's see. Let me walk over here for a second. Monstrous is kind of magical.
Oh, yeah. True. The chat is saying Doctor Strange.
Oh, well, yeah, obviously, yeah, sure.
We read the Scarlet Witch series.
Scarlet Witch is great. I love the Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch is fantastic. I love that James Robinson book. That's really, really good.
Aren't superpowers basically magic? You know, if you want to get technical about it, I mean, you could say every book is magic oriented because they do magical things, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, Scarlet Witch.
The Hellboy stuff can get pretty magical.
Robinson is awesome.
BPRD, not BPRD, but Hellboy can get a pretty magical at times with like sorcery and witchcraft.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to tell you what I think of X-Men Blue and Gold, but I've only read X-Men Red.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not a huge X-Men fan, so I don't know.
Here's a question I can answer. Taylor Brown, Hillbilly. Yes, you should add all 3 issues, all 3 volumes to your next IST order. Fabulous book. I was going to talk about it tonight. Awesome book. This has some magic in it. This has some devilry in it. This has some diabolical magic in it. Witches and demons and devilry and all kinds of wonderful stuff. Yeah. that was creepy. Oh, all right.
Jess, what is your favorite European comic other than Castle in the Stars?
Ooh. Favorite European comic. I read Bouncer and really liked it. I mean, I can go pull it off the shelf and talk about it if you want, because it was great.
That's Humanoid's book, right?
Yeah. Let me go grab it. Just a sec.
Yeah. If anybody is wondering, my favorite European comic is Black Sad. That's one of my favorite all-around books. I absolutely love that one.
Yeah, this is Bouncer, a one-armed gunslinger, and it's but Jodorowsky and I'm not even trying to say that name. Book.
Book. I don't know,
but the art is great and the story's great. It's a Wild West story. I can't even explain. It's just got so many wild twists and turns in it, involving this one-armed gunslinger and this particular town. He comes from a violent family, and it's just a really great story with fabulous art. Yeah, I love this book. It's a mature themed book, like all European stories, but it's great. I loved Bouncer.
Joe says you pronounced the name right.
Oh, I did? That was strictly a lucky shot.
I think my favorite European, I haven't read a lot of European stuff, but my favorite would be Black Sad. I was telling the chat earlier.
Oh, yeah. Black Sad's excellent. I love those books.
Really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, Black Sad's really good. I need to read more of it. You know what else is good magic is The Demon.
Ooh, yeah. Nice. That's a good one.
I guess Hitman's kind of magical. Although I guess those are superpowers, but they're demon powers.
Yeah. What's the book with the New 52 book with Etrigan? I forgot the name.
Demon Knights.
Yeah, thank you. Demon Knights. I like that one. That was pretty cool too.
Yeah.
Do you consider Swamp Thing magical? Swamp Thing and the red and the rots and all that stuff?
That's a good question. Well, Constantine shows up and started in Swamp Thing. So, gosh, that is a good question.
I mean, yeah, they do work with paranormal stuff and magic, so
it is paranormal. So yeah, I would guess when you broaden magic to include the paranormal, then yeah, I think you would have to include Swamp Thing.
We're in this for the long haul. Do you mean lame? Do you mean comics or YouTube? Because those are two different answers depending on which one you're referring to. If it's comics, when I first looked at an omnibus and said, you know what, I need to dump what I already own to get it again in a different format, I was hooked for life, I guess.
When did I realize I was in it for the long haul? I think when I came back to comics in the mid 80s with Dark Knight Returns and Watchmen, and then Sandman and Hellblazer came out. Then I was in the grips again.
That was a good year. Like, I wasn't alive when those books came out, but that was a good decade, a good year. 84.
Sorry?
Right? Was that in 84 when all those books came out? Like 84, 85?
If I'm not mistaken, I think 85 is when Dark Knight Returns came out, and then I believe it was 86 when Watchmen was coming out. And then it was a little bit later in the 80s when Sandman and Hellblazer came out. And I'll be dead honest with you, I only picked up Sandman and Hellblazer because the covers were cool. And that's when floppies were coming out, of course. And I said, wow, those covers are cool. I wonder if the comics are any good. And it turned out I got lucky. The comics were good inside. And so I started, and then that led to my reading Animal Man and Doom Patrol. And then I started recollecting over again. From when I was 17 till I was probably 25, I didn't collect at all anymore. And I collected from when I was 5 till I was 17. And then I just stopped when I went to college and then when I got out of college. But it was Dark Knight Returns and Watchmen that brought me back.
Nice. I was born in 1987, so I have no recollection of any of that stuff.
Oh my gosh, you're nothing but a punk kid.
Like when I got into comic books in the early 90s, it was mostly Spider-Man books, Aquaman books, if you can believe it, the Peter David run, and just random issues of Batman or X-Men or whatever. It wasn't until like the early 2000s where like, hey, comic books are cool, and I started reading them formally, I guess.
Yeah.
So I don't have history as some other people do, but you know that can't be helped.
I will say another run of comics that helped me really want to read and collect were the McFarlane Spidey issues. I found those to be great. I really found those to be fun to read, and I got those off the newsstand too, just because the art was cool, and I got lucky that the stories were good too. So those helped me when those came out. What was that, 1990, 1988, 89, 90? Somewhere in there, I feel like. 80, yeah. 80, wait, no, 88, 89. Someone there. Wait, we moved into this house in 1990, and I already had, in our old house, I had already started collecting those. So that must have been in the late 80s when those came out. So yeah, those helped really spark my collecting imagination and wanting to read more. Ooh, Postal's getting a deluxe edition? I'm all for that.
Postal's I read that somewhere.
That's one of my books. I love that.
Only read the first trade. I need to read the rest.
Oh, it's such a good book. It's got such a good.
I liked it. It's.
What's that now?
I really liked what I read. The first trade was really good.
It's got a great beginning, middle, and end. It is just well thought out and finished up and really well done. Really well thought out. That Postal book is excellent. Eric Whitehurst, I'm afraid I cannot answer that question. I think that comic books are too expensive.
You think they're yeah, they're expensive, especially when you have like Detective 1000. I know we're talking about Marvel, but the 1000 issue just came out and it's like $7-8 or something like that. I don't know if a new reader wants to spend that much on a single issue. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that when you get a movie that's $12 and people feel like it's more of an experience, they're there for 2.5 hours. the surround sound, and you know the whole screen fills it up. They're told a story, they experience it, and then you go into a store, and this is a paperback, so you're not going to get the gist of what I'm saying. But you get a floppy, and it's 32 pages, and it's $5, and you read it in half an hour, and it's over. $5. Listen, this is me being an old man, but it was 12 cents when I was a kid. I could get newspaper route money. Yes, I had a newspaper route. That's how I made money. And I would take $1 in, and I got like 6 comic books that week. You can't
awesome.
do that now. 6 comic books? That's $30. Kids don't have that money unless they are, you know, a character out of The Wire and from Baltimore or something. They're, you know, they're working for the king. I don't know. They're, you know, I don't know how you make that kind of scratch now as a kid. I don't even see kids in comic book stores. I see adults. That's the problem, is we can't get kids hooked on comic books anymore unless if you can get comic books down to $1 an issue, then you might get kids interested in comic books.
Involved.
But I don't see that happening.
This isn't an original idea, just for everybody in the chat, but I read it somewhere and I completely forgot where I read it, probably a news article. I think it would be a fantastic idea to do commercials about comic books before the movies. Like attach, like Marvel can do like a spot on, hey, you like Marvel movies? Check out comic books. And you can do like a fancy trailer in theaters to at least spark some kids' imagination. And they'll be like, hey, I want to read that. I want to look more of that. All the cool drawings and stuff. Or if you're seeing a DC or a Image movie, whatever movie they make out of a comic book, I think it would be cool if they could do like an advertisement in the actual theater for comic book companies. I think that would maybe help somewhat. It could be different. I don't know.
I don't know. Freddie Alonso says that his local bookstores are full of kids and they're buying books. That's interesting. I never see kids in my comic book store.
Yeah, it's usually like if there are kids, it's usually with their parents and they're really tiny, not like 10-year-olds that want to read. I don't know. So, but yeah, that's awesome that kids are going. That's great.
Yeah, that is good. If you want to find good deals on collected editions, we have a place you can go. That's InStockTrades.com, also known as IST, InStockTrades.com, where you can get your collected editions up to 50% off. Loyalty discounts add another 2% to that. There's every quarter an Omnibroslive discount code. If you're in the United States and you order over $50 or more, you get free shipping on that. Amazing customer service, amazing shipping. That's InStockTrades.com.
Nicely done.
Thank you. I'm thinking that we're probably, unless we want to keep going for a little bit, if anybody in the chat wants to Q&A us, I figure
you do whatever you want. You're the host. It's your day. You control everything.
My day.
Yeah.
Sledge.
You go.
We just had this this quarter's code. We've already had it. So April, May, June, I would guess they'll release the code at some point. We're not privy to when it actually gets released. They tell us like a week ahead of time. So I actually don't know when it's going to be. Thank you, ETL. I appreciate it. I saw a question earlier. What books we were looking forward to the most? Paper Girls 2. Let me go back to that one because that was a good question.
I have a list of stuff I want to pre-order.
Yeah,
Let me look it up.
This was a good one, but it's way back there. Let's see. Here it is. What Image Deluxe? Taylor Brown asks, what Image Deluxe are you most excited for this year? Killer Be Killed, Paper Girls 2, Monstrous, Saga Volume 3, or Black Magic? I can't wait for Killer Be Killed, says Taylor Brown.
I'm gonna say, oh, that's a tough one because I love Paper Girls.
Yeah.
I love Monstrous.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna go with Saga because it's been so long since I read Volume 2.
Yeah.
I'm dying to see where the story goes next. Like I want to know. I legitimately really want to know. So I can't wait to read what happened in those issues.
I'm gonna go with Black Magic. I am very excited for that book. That's a Greg Rucka book that I remember reading the first trade for and loving it a ton. And I never bothered picking up the second because I said, this is getting a hardcover. And so I haven't read it. That thing came out when I got my knees replaced. So that was 3 years ago. So I don't remember a thing about it other than I loved it. So I can't wait to get my hands on this book and reread it. And that's from somebody that loves Paper Girls, Saga, Monstrous, and Killer Be Killed. Those are all excellent books.
I asked you about Black Magic because the art looks insanely good. I really want to check it out.
Yeah. Yeah, the artwork is great, and the story is great, 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 too. Derek, those were just IST codes. They weren't Omnibros quarterly discount codes. Raw Shark, St. Patty's Day, or Be Mine. Jess, when you were a kid, do you remember the Punisher first appearance or any other major character first appearance you were around for? Let's see. I'll tell you some things I do remember. I do remember Green Lantern, Green Arrow 76. That's when Green Arrow's on the cover, breaking Green Lantern's lantern with his arrow. That was the famous Dennis O'Neil, Neil Adams, Chick Giorgiano, social conscience type story, to the first social conscience type, comics got a conscience type thing, racial justice issue. I remember that vividly. I remember Gwen Stacy and the Green Goblin dying. I got both those issues. I got that Green Lantern issue. I remember those. Let's see. I don't remember the Punisher's first appearance. I don't remember Punisher's first appearance, but I do remember Morbius's first appearance when Spider-Man had 6 arms. I also I remember the Silver Surfer's first appearance, but I didn't buy it. I remember seeing it, but I didn't buy it. Then. Cost me a lot later, but I didn't buy it then. Let's see. Let's see. What else do I remember? I did get the Kryptonite Nevermore issue. Let's see. Who else? Let's see. My favorite villain, of course, was Bane. No, I'm kidding, of course. Major character first appearance. Well, of course, I remember Venom, but I do remember Venom. Let's see. Gosh, I'm trying to think now. I'm trying to think back to those comic racks as a kid in the drugstore and what I would see there. What stood out to me the most was that Green Lantern, Green Arrow 76. Because that was a big shock of an issue when with the racial tales of racial civil rights and stuff that all of a sudden popped up. Ray Shagul, I remember his first appearance. I don't know.
You got a couple questions. Lloyd asks, do you remember the first single you ever read?
I actually still have it. It was a Batman book with Penguin on the cover.
Nice.
If it wasn't stuck strategically in the back of a glass cube from IKEA, I'd go get it right now. It's not in very good shape, but I keep it for sentimental reasons. But yeah, it was a. I remember reading it in the airport when I was like 6 years old, getting ready for a plane flight somewhere with my parents.
That's nice.
Yeah. Yeah, but that was the first comic pretty sure I ever read, and I think I read an early Spider-Man comic around that time too.
I think one of the earliest issues I read was, if it wasn't Spider-Man, it was probably Sonic the Hedgehog, because Archie used to publish comics for the character.
Cool.
Can you guys think of a time a comic taught you something? That's a good question.
That is a good question. I still think that Green Lantern, Green Arrow comic 76 taught me something. Because growing up where I grew up in Northern California was a whole different world than a lot of big cities. There was no inner city to be really that I had to deal with. I lived in a small town. So to see it painted so vividly in a comic book that, normally was really goofy. Green Lantern was a space cowboy, a space hero, and to bring him down to earth like that really shook me. I was like, wow, this is some really heavy stuff, and I was really surprised at it. And of course the artwork was groundbreaking at the time, and the story just punched you in the nose, I thought, in a kind of a delicate way. It was like, look, this is the way it is. You need to open your eyes. And I don't know, that spoke to me. So yeah, that book taught me something.
As corny as what I'm going to say is, the whole philosophy of Spider-Man with the whole great responsibility thing, like, I understood it growing up, and Spider-Man has always been a personal hero of mine, even if it's a fictional character. I get those words, and they're ingrained in me and how I act as a person, and I love helping people whenever I can. I'll go out of my way to help somebody, and I ask nothing in return, just because I get it. You're given in real life. You're given an opportunity to help somebody. You have that power, and a lot of people nowadays don't realize that they are not using it correctly, and I think it's a shame. And characters like Spider-Man, Like, it doesn't have to be superpowers. It doesn't have to be solving a crime or stuff like that. It can be the everyday actions that we do. And I think today's generation is losing that touch, and they just want instant gratification and just wanting to help somebody because it's going to, in return, they're going to get something in return. Whereas when I was growing up, you just learned from a very young age, you help people that are in need. And Spider-Man reminds me of that. And I don't know, he ever since the cartoons and the comics and all that stuff, he's always been one of my heroes. Another comic, and this is going to sound totally made up, but it's real. Another thing that I like about comics is that whenever I read stuff about Aquaman, the whole thing with the character is that he's of two worlds. And especially in today's world climate, if you will, sometimes you can feel like you're a fish out of water, no pun intended, and you're stuck in the middle. And the character reminds me that we got to work together, because at the end of the day, we're all the same. And to have such conflicts over this is better or that's better or we're superior or we're inferior, the character reminds me of that. So those are two examples, I think, of what comics can or have taught me in the past.
Nice. Well said.
There's a weird question for you. I don't know. I don't know what it means. I don't know if you want me to read it or
was
not.
I a Crip or a Blood?
What is
Those
that?
are gangs in Southern California.
Oh, okay.
I was from Northern California. We didn't have
weird.
gangs where I was from.
Oh, there you go. Terry, Wicked and Divine is awesome. If you want to check it out, I do recommend it. Same with Wayward.
Oh, Wayward's so good.
Volume 3 is coming out in May.
Yay.
Very good. Jess, do you enjoy reading novels or essays, or do you only read comics?
You know, I used to read lots and lots of novels, and then I got in this Facebook group and started doing videos. Yeah. And now all I read is comics. That's
it's like a giant black hole.
Yeah.
It's a giant black hole.
That's all I read. And I don't feel bad at all. I love reading them. I really feel like right now at this point in my life, doing videos and reading comics and contributing to the Facebook group, I just am as happy as can be. It's this might be the happiest I've ever been, I think.
Oh, yeah. That's great.
Racial ghoul. I'm Cleveland Brown. I'm not sure. Is race? I feel like it's race al ghoul.
Yeah.
Race al ghoul.
It depends.
Not racial ghoul. Rage al ghoul.
People in Spanish will just say ras al ghul, so I just go with that, or I'll say rage as well. So. Oh, Freddy. Yeah. The first comic he's read was Sonic. Awesome.
Jess, I am Arabic native speaker, and it's Ras Al Ghul. Well, that's how I've been saying it. Demon Head.
Yeah.
I have been saying it Ras Al Ghul. So it's Ras Al Ghul. That's how I've been saying it my whole life. And then somebody else was saying, no, the Arabs say it Raish Al Ghul.
Was it that guy? Was it that guy?
Hey, you bastard. How's it going?
How do you say RASALGHUL? GHUL.
What? No, I did not join here to do this. I don't need to be embarrassed. I just came to say happy birthday, you old bastard. And right off the bat, you're like, how do you say this? No, I'm not playing that game with you assholes. I just came here to say that. Going back upstairs. What are you two idiots doing?
Happy bro spelling bee.
Really? Both of you?
We're just having a good old chat. It's been a chat night. We're just yapping it up with a chat.
Oh, you guys play Rajagul?
Yeah, okay.
Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, so, well, right now it's how'd you say it, Gio?
Ras Al Ghul.
Ras Al Ghul.
No, he says it like a Puerto Rican. Yeah. And that's not racism. He is Puerto Rican. Omar is an elitist. He'll pronounce it differently just to piss you off. Rafael Al Ghul. No, I'm pronouncing it the way that the Batman animated series pronounced it, but I got yelled at the last time for pronouncing it that way, so fuck me. I'm not going to do it anymore.
Okay, I'm going to accept your birthday wishes with a heartfelt thank you.
Oh, good, man. Thank you. Thank you for accepting my birthday wishes.
I do. Thank you for getting on to say them, and I sincerely appreciate that.
Yeah, surprise! Am I the only one that jumped in? Really? We're supposed to all jump in. Oh, good. You've had people jump in all through the night.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome, man. Yeah. I'm glad you guys were still on. So, yeah, that's it. Don't forget to hit subscribe to Near Mint Condition. Screw this channel. I'm kidding. I'm not going to come and do that. Look, y'all have a good night. Good night, everybody.
All right. Birthday, thanks, brother. Omar.
Much love.
Peace out. Okay, so it's Rasagul. I knew that's how it was pronounced. I've been pronouncing it that way since I was a kid. Rasagul.
Rasagul.
Rasagul. Okay.
There should be a video on Saturday nights of Omar pronouncing creators' names wrong.
That should be every night.
I would pay to see that. That'd be dope.
It's super funny when he just slips into it and you just sort of wait a beat and you go, wait, what did he say? Just got hit with the well, actually.
It's not Raz Al Ghul, it's Raw Shark. Yeah.
Well, I've actually Lloyd Wong, we're just having fun with it. It's okay. I've had a long day of getting a sunburn at a baseball game.
Ouch.
Yes, I know. I even had to lower myself to drinking a Coke because I couldn't find a cup of coffee anywhere in the stadium. It was nothing but alcohol everywhere there. And I am not a drinker, so that was not cool. But otherwise, it was fun. I had a very fun birthday, and I am grateful for everybody in the chat that said happy birthday to me. That was very nice of everybody, and very nice of you, Gio, to say that. So happy birthday to everybody in the chat that had a birthday in the past couple of days or tomorrow or whenever. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Dirty Hot Dog Waterful. I appreciate that. Thank you, Joe Chip. I wish. So, Gio, where can they find you on this wonderful internet?
Yeah, you can find me on my channel, A Week in Geekdom, where I talk about geeky stuff, movies, anime, manga, comic books, and everything else in between. So subscribe over there, A Week in Geekdom.
Nice. You can find me, Omnidog, on Omnidog's Vault, and on Instagram on Omnidogs_Vault. Thank you to Taylor Brown, Lloyd Wong, and the Green Laser for saying happy birthday to me. I appreciate that. With that, good night. Peace and love. Peace and love. Thank you, Oscar M., Michael Lombardo, Joe Chip. Peace and love. Peace and love.